wouldn't care what my wax statue looked like in Germany.
Yeah, bro.
You know what I'm
I would.
You would?
That's trash, bro.
That's petty, bro.
That's not petty.
Any game you want to go to, you are honorary member of the A-Room, Boosie.
Let's go. Wipe me down.
Surviving R. Kelly, The Reckoning, which is the part 2, is on Lifetime.
What kind of shit is he saying to these girls?
For women, when you get into a relationship, the guy doesn't even have to be famous. Like, there's just already this dynamic of like, you're my man and I have to please you. But when you're my man, but you're also like somebody to the rest of the world, there's so much more to that power dynamic. Welcome to the A-Room. What's up?
Welcome back.
Yeah.
What's up?
Yep.
No, I wanted to
What's
play. So at work today was kind of crazy. Something happened with Boosie. If y'all didn't see, he went to the Hawks game wearing a Kappa Alpha Psi sweater. Now the Kappas took exception to this. They went in on Twitter demanding that he take his things off. As you know, Black Twitter is known for the memes. The memes were crazy. To make matters worse, Boosie is not taking the sweater off.
Did you expect him to?
No, Boosie had plenty to say about it, and I'm with Boosie because if you've ever been to a party where there are Kappas and Wipe Me Down comes on, they definitely are one with Boosie with the cane is like flipping, they doing all the wipes with the cane.
Party walk.
Whatever it's
Party
called.
walk. Yeah. So
I didn't go to HBCU.
being as though you're the only frat here, how does that make you feel? Let's flip it. If Boosie was at the game with the gold Jordan 11s on, and he just wanted to match with the black and gold Alpha shirt, how would you feel about it if you seen him?
That's a great
Would you square up?
No.
Just curious.
Fight Boosie?
Would you tweet him? Would you be like, take it off?
Nah, I mean, I feel like the Kappas played it wrong. It's one of the, that's what they line dance to. That's what they do. So like they did Shaq. Shaq is kind of like an honorary Q, you know.
I thought he was like a real Q, like he crossed and all.
I don't know. Can y'all see anybody pledging Shaq? That's a good question. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
No, I can't.
Exactly. So I don't know. Shout out
Would
to
you
Shaq.
take offense?
I thought it was hilarious.
I thought
it was. I don't think. Honestly, I don't think Boosie meant any harm.
He literally said,
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Just think from
did.
his perspective. I don't think Boosie went to college. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know that he knows the you know what I mean?
I think a lot of people who are not in fraternities or sororities don't understand that there's like certain rules and the intensity behind it, and the reason why people get so passionate is like the time they put into the process.
Yeah.
I think that's the terminology.
Yeah.
Now I didn't do it myself, so.
I do think the Kappas played it wrong. I mean, that didn't do anything but bring light to their fraternity.
Correct.
You know what I'm saying?
So let me give you a perspective
I would have Boosie up there in the front.
outside of being in a fraternity, because I'm not in a fraternity, right? But I used to be at college parties, and it would just be a line full of niggas just sweeping through the party. Just all y'all was in different. It was just sweeps going through. It was Kappas, it was Q's. It all looked very, very similar. You know what I'm saying? So to the untrained eye, we don't know what the fuck we looking at anyway. We just like a whole bunch of dudes doing line dances all through the party.
Yeah, but you ain't gonna see no alphas dancing to the Boosie song.
What they dance to?
Mike Checker, and you know what I'm saying? Everybody
y'all got your own
we got our own thing. We got
Damn, so before Wipe Me Down, what was the Kappas dancing to?
I don't care.
this shit's personal. This is personal, and that's the answer to the question.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
I don't need you said the yellow and black.
I don't even know what they.
He's like, nah, take that shit off,
Yeah,
bro.
had he seen Boosie after all this coming on, I know that. Had you seen Boosie, you would have squared up with him at the Hawks.
Yo, Needles, y'all don't do honoraries, right? Because I was thinking like the Kappa should have made Boosie an honorary.
Smart.
But
That's what I'm
somebody
saying.
on Twitter said the Kappas don't do honorary.
I got a
to
solution.
Boosie.
What's that?
You can be an honorary member of the A-Room.
Let's go, baby.
Welcome to the
We'll
A-Room.
get you an A-Room shirt, whatever color you want. It's gonna be this right here, just right on the front, just like that.
Yup.
Any game you want to go to, you are honorary member of the A-Room, Boosie.
Let's go. Wipe me down.
So if you guys are paying attention to the Madame Tussauds, the wax museum in Germany, the Berlin one just recently added a Nicki Minaj figure, and it's a little.
Was that Nicki?
The resemblance is not quite
that shit
there
look like
at
Tomb
all.
Raider. She looks like Lara Croft from the video game.
Yeah, she. First of all, they have her looking like she's 60. You know what I mean?
She's so older.
She looks really old, and she looks Indian.
Yeah, the ethnicity is definitely not on point for this one.
Would you care if you was Nicki though? I wouldn't care what my wax statue look like in Germany.
Yeah, bro,
You know what I'm saying?
I would.
You would?
That's trash, bro.
That's petty, bro.
That's not petty, because you got to think this is for generations.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You want your kids to be looking at like, dang,
The
Nicki
wax?
Minaj, they're like, is she that bad?
The
She-
wax?
I mean, these people do this
Yeah.
for a living.
And
You
it's-
make wax characters. How you get it that wrong?
Also, especially because it was in Europe, it was in Germany, like you gotta think, are they not being as sensitive about the complexion and the features? Like, are her black features too much for them to
I don't want to overplay the black card, but
Oh.
yeah, you feel me? It's just
I
like,
just
you
think the
know,
artist just had an off day. You know what I'm saying?
he was sipping a little.
One thing's for sure,
Yeah.
it's his second or third job.
It's definitely
He was like,
Nobody's just
You go ahead
a
and
wax
do this.
museum.
yeah.
Fucking,
It's like a sculptor.
he left Papa John's and came on over there and got on that Nicki shit. It was probably late. He was probably turd and all of that. Cut the nigga some slack,
Nigga said,
man.
y'all need this Nicki Minaj today.
Right.
He's like, I got you.
Yo, here, let me take the old Jessica Alba and just slap it in the mall.
Right. Yeah, man. Cut you some slack. Nicki, we all know you fine as hell. We know what you look like in person, you know, print, video, everything else.
Yeah, you're good.
You good, bruh.
I guess it's just a good way to have Nicki back in the news cycle without it being
That's
over
facts.
some type of beef. So that's a good one.
Let's go, Nicki.
Yeah, let's get
some new
Nicki
music.
some records.
Let's go. I got.
We got some records for you now, Nick.
Let's go.
Ari Lennox is back in the news cycle thanks to some unfortunate comments that were made about her and Tiana Taylor online. People were saying that they look like Rottweilers.
That's vicious.
Yeah. And it became a topic on State of the Culture. Joe Budden said that Ari's being a little too sensitive because she reacted to these comments and she was highly upset. Is she really just being too sensitive, or was that just totally out of pocket?
The comments, they're unfortunate, but at the same time, the dude said you was sexy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
So
You know what I mean? The
Sexy
overarching
Rottweiler.
thing, you a sexy Rottweiler.
Right.
You know what I mean? Sexy Rottweiler. So, I mean, I don't think you look like a Rottweiler.
You a singer, you're an R&B. You probably got a million niggas in your DMs trying to hit you every day.
Right.
And you probably just disregard all of them. Like all these people every day, like, oh my God, you so bad, you chocolate, you the beautiful black boo boo. Like a million of them in a day, and like one nigga say you look like a Rottweiler and you lose your shit.
The whole making it a black thing, to me, was a little strange, because we just tend to play that card so much. Not saying it's not real and it doesn't exist, but you know what I mean? It's like a little stretch for me. It's like, he said animal. If he would have said like, you look like a gorilla, maybe.
Yeah.
But he said you look like a little fresh little, you know, Rottweiler, little pit bull puppy. Y'all do have strong features. And to add to what you said, like,
a little pit bull puppy.
I didn't see Tiana
pit
talking
bulls are
back,
cute.
because Tiana knows she bad.
Long story short, shout out to Ari.
Yeah, keep your head up, sis.
You don't look like a Rottweiler. That's for damn sure.
Nah.
And Tiana, you don't look like a Rottweiler either. And why don't y'all just embrace all them DMs and niggas trying their best to do whatever they gotta do to get your attention and ignore the one random fuck boy who says some crazy shit about you. You know?
Agreed. Lamar Jackson from the Ravens, he gave his offensive line all Rolexes to celebrate him possibly getting the MVP. And there's a woman from Baltimore who had an issue. She wrote a letter to the newspaper basically saying how for somebody who doesn't even make $1 million a year salary, he's only making, I guess, about $900,000, which I would take. that this is wasteful and that he could have done more for the community instead of doing this, or like made a donation in the players' names or something like that. Do you think that she has a point, or is she just a nebby neighbor?
You want to know what I think?
Chill. Nah.
Oh, okay. I think she need to eat a bag of dicks. Mind her motherfucking business.
I think we might all be on the same page.
Because you got motherfucking business. Yeah, because like, I don't know how much Rolexes, but I'm sure they want bust downs.
Bro, they got 0% at Maven.
I was just about to say, you just told me the other day you could find that.
They got 0%.
But his offensive line has probably made him, like, whenever he gets his big contract,
and stuff,
dog, his contract is about to be 30-something a year, 30 million.
How much is the ring if they win? How much is the ring? What's the average cost on the win?
Who knows?
Right. Something crazy.
It's a few though.
Yeah.
So what the fuck?
But you know, historically, this is not the first time this has happened. You know that, right?
No, this always happens.
You know,
Peyton Manning, whatever.
Tom Brady, he was buying his whole offensive line cars, and two of them was like country hillbilly motherfuckers. He bought them tractor trailers and tractors and all types of shit like that. Farms.
How
and
much
shit.
is the trailer compared to how much a Rolex?
It's more than a Rolex.
You can get a Rolex for 10 grand from Mayors at 0%. Shit costs you $400, $500 a month. That ain't doing no damage.
Yeah.
So Shorty needs to mind her business. And, you know, do something else with her mouth instead of running her motherfucking mouth about this fucking guy. Spending his money.
God damn.
I mean, holy shit.
Holy shit.
Going down a rocky road.
You might have win a Super Bowl for Baltimore, and you from Baltimore, and you talking shit?
Yeah.
And she's from there,
You
right?
better get some crabs. You better get you some crabs.
Yeah.
This should be our third one too.
Yeah.
Shut up, man.
Shout out Lamar.
The only thing from Baltimore.
Yeah, shout out Lamar, man. He's doing a hell of a job, man.
Congratulations.
And if he wants to reward his offensive line for protecting him, then by all means, he has that opportunity to do so.
I agree.
I agree.
You know?
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All in favor say A room.
Hey.
Oh, hating ass bitch.
Yeah, right. Oh, you thought you was coming to chill?
Hey, you on this shit? Okay, yeah, chill. I'm about to say have a seat. Let's go.
All right, let's do it.
All right.
All cameras rolling.
All right, guys. So we're back with the What's Your Word deck. So I have a question for you all. What was your childhood dream?
I used to tell my parents I wanted to be a doctor. That shit went all the way.
You are a doctor. I mean, you're a surgeon.
You're a
Sound
Pro Tools
surgeon.
doctor.
You're a Pro Tools
Sound
doctor.
surgeon.
Sound surgeon.
Dr. Dom.
Operating on these vocals. Day in and day out.
You do that.
I wanted to be a how do you say it? Veterinarian? Veterinarian.
You definitely wasn't going to be a veterinarian if you can't say that.
I wanted to be a veterinarian.
Would you be a ventriloquist?
It's a long word, veterinarian.
Every night, I can't make this up. I used to pray to God. I used to say, God, please give me a family and let me be able to take care of them. Long before I ever went to church. Just every night. And so as I got older and I got like 30 and I had my daughters and everything was going good, I just was like, you know what I'm saying? It's crazy to like, God put this in my mind, made it happen. And like everything that I ever wished for, I have. You know what I'm saying?
Beautiful.
So keep praying, little boys and little girls.
Okay, so of course the Super Bowl halftime show this year is going to feature J-Lo, Shakira. It's very Latin. It came under actually a lot of fire, especially from Trick Daddy and Luke, people like that who felt that the Miami culture should have been, some of the Miami-based culture should have been better reflected in their decision, and it shouldn't have just gone the Latin route. Of course, Miami is very Latin. We know the Cuban community in Miami is like big there. I personally don't watch the halftime show unless it's like Beyonce. It's like the time for me to go get my snacks.
Are you gonna watch it with Shakira and J-Lo though?
No, I'm not.
Damn, for real?
No. I mean, I can't say for sure, but
I'm 100% gonna watch this halftime show.
because you want to see what she's wearing?
I just want to see them perform. I would love to see Shakira and J-Lo perform. That shit sounds magical. That shit sounds incredible.
It sounds like bodysuits and tights.
Sounds good to me.
So you guys know we talked about Juice WRLD, his recent death. It's been a lot of deaths like that in the past couple years. We lost Lil Peep, we lost
Mac Miller.
Mac Miller was a really rough one.
Damn.
It's good to see that they're coming out with his new project, but
Pimp C.
yeah, there's so many people that have been lost to pills, to overdoses, And there's been a lot of talk in the media about it. Probably the bigger thing to me was Juicy J tweeting, apologizing if he inspired anybody to use drugs, which if you think about what a big hit Sippin' on Some Scissor was, like, I think that it was big of him to acknowledge that he might have contributed to that culture.
Big acknowledgement. It's a little late.
Yeah, a little. No, it's
never too late to be great.
Yeah.
I mean,
people are still sipping.
You just named like 6 people that died.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
it's never too late to be great now.
I mean, people, first of all, addiction is real. People get addicted to that stuff once they get started. But I think it's interesting over the years, you know, when we came up, it was like, it wasn't cool to be the cat doing drugs. It was the cat selling the drugs, selling the drugs and stuff. So,
but DMX, he was openly an addict as well with hot ass records. He was out here saying he had addiction problems at the height of his career. Yeah. It's always been around, man. I just think when you gotta be careful what you put in the universe, man. Like, it's cool if you want to say something about something real in your life.
Yeah.
But if you have a platform like that and you know like tens of millions of kids are listening, it's like, and you sipping on some scissor, or I'm high off this and I'm high off that.
Yeah.
You just gotta like take that into account that you might, like somebody might do that because they heard you say that.
You don't like this one? No. He set up because she just want a hot record. It ain't like she trying to be fucking Anne Marie.
Yeah, sorry, they come back.
The barber went the other way.
So we're gonna do another What's Your Word card. This card is, what moves you to tears or gives you goosebumps? For you, it's everything.
Yeah, I mean, when I don't know what it is. Every time I laugh, I cry. So like, it's just some kind of reaction that I have going on. But
what about you?
Spiders.
Spiders give you goosebumps, or they make you cry?
Goosebumps is like heebie-jeebies, right?
I guess so.
Right? No? Okay, so I don't know what goosebumps are. So
yeah, like
explain to me what goosebumps are.
It's like when you get the little bumps
like your skin crawl, right? Your skin crawl, yeah.
He's like spiders.
Like butterflies.
I see spiders, I fucking lose it.
Like gives you butterflies. Spiders give you butterflies.
No. I don't know. I don't know, man. Music can make me emotional. I can hear a song and be like, fuck, man, I love it. This motherfucker's dope. Yeah. And my shit can water up, but you'll never see it. You.
You.
Surviving R. Kelly, The Reckoning, which is the part 2, is on Lifetime. It returned in early January. It's 4 parts. A lot of interesting things happen in this. A lot of it is about the fallout from the original documentary. There's actually new women who've stepped forward now. You know, it's a little bit crazy. So crazy, in fact, I think R. Kelly's girlfriends heard the news and they ended up fighting each other. One of them went to jail. The other one pressed charges against her. I don't know, this R. Kelly stuff is a whole mess. Like, clearly, these 2 women, Adriel Clary and Joycelyn Savage, totally, I would say, brainwashed. Yeah. And you see so many other women in this documentary talking about kind of the spell that they were under, spending years where like literally they couldn't see their mothers, they couldn't see their families. One girl was saying her mom had to like come meet her in the sauna naked in order just to be around her because he didn't trust that like she wouldn't try to sneak her something or slip her out.
I'm just thinking like, what kind of shit is he saying to these girls? Like, for them to believe or just fall into the...
He got game.
That's what I'm saying. I didn't want to say game, but what kind of game is he
got pimp. He from Chicago. You know Chicago niggas, they got some long fingernails and shit like that. Them niggas, listen.
For women, when you get into a relationship, the guy doesn't even have to be famous. Like, there's just already this dynamic of like, you're my man and I have to please you. But when you're my man, but you're also like somebody to the rest of the world, there's so much more to that power dynamic. And also like once you get to the point that you're having humiliating sex and doing things, you know, like the more and more you degrade yourself, the harder it probably is. At least that's what they're...
To add to the power.
Let's put a pin in humility. What you just said.
Probably
humiliating sex. Let's put a pin in that. I'm curious to know what humiliating sex
is. You know what though?
When your man pees on you.
Oh.
But you know what? Probably 80% of the girls that like said anything happened, when you talk about power, probably 80% of the girls that I probably saw in the first one, because I didn't see the second one, they were all pursuing music. So there's the power for you right there.
Right.
A lot of them were pursuing music, even the young.
The new one gets deep.
Okay.
The hair braider chick. You see, you know what I'm talking about? The hair braider chick that was braiding his hair for all them years?
Yeah.
That's the one that got me. That's the one, like, all the other shit, I was, like, not really sure. But long story short, you know, this wasn't like a music, like a girl trying to be a singer. This wasn't that. This was a girl that just braided his hair. He's a celebrity, so, you know, he getting his hair braided 2-3 times a week. He got to be fresh.
Right.
She's, like, married with kids. Like, she's just blessed. R. Kelly was, like, encouraging her and made her think that she could become, like, a business owner and all this good shit. And he was, like, for, like, years just building her up. And then one day she came through and he was like, I need a head massage. And she was like, I don't do no head massage, Robert. And he was like, this head. And like pulled his dick out on her, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. And then she like flipped out and left. And then they like cut her off completely.
No, he shot it in her face.
Oh, he skated on her in her face.
She sit there.
She's from Chicago. She braiding R. Kelly here. She Winnie Mary Day. And then he just nutted on her. To the point where she was crying. She was like, Robert, don't do this to me, you know what I'm saying? And he was like,
Oh no! Oh my God!
That one hurt my feelings. I was
crazy.
like, Robert, you fucking piece of shit. After that one, I was like, I'm done.
So you were like sex slaves, all that other stuff. You were like,
cool.
Okay, no, I wasn't like, but
king.
I was just like, I don't really know if I believe you all the way, cause you're like, you have an agenda. Like you're trying to be, you're trying to be a superstar.
He just lets his impulses like control.
And that's back to the power though.
Which is why he's never getting out of jail, and he's gonna have to have impulses with people behind jail bars.
Right. Robert, you should be ashamed of yourself. Doing that to that girl just trying to braid your hair. Then remember the song, Let Me Braid Your Hair?
Yeah.
That was playing in the back of my head the whole time she was telling her story. You know, Hassan used to cut that nigga hair. I want to talk to you. I want to bring you on the show. My barber from Philly used to be like on tour with R. Kelly, cutting his hair. I want to bring you to the A-Room. We got some shit to talk about.
Thanks for watching the A-Room Show, and make sure that you are following and subscribe to us at the A-Room Show on Instagram and YouTube.